What's up, openers? We are on season 4, episode 13. We are now teenagers. Oh, Lord, I turned to the right. We are now teenagers. It's a running joke in production, y'all.
If you know,
we are now teenagers on season 4. So, welcome to Openrelationshippodcast Podcast. We have an open and honest conversation. It's of everything from A to Z as it pertains to the LGBTQ plus community and beyond. I'm your host, Rodney. You can follow me at I am Rodney Wash.
Oh, I'm next. I ain't did the show in a while. I'm Meech. You can follow me at Meech Jefferson on TikTok.
And I'm your host, Solomon E. Stretch. You can follow me on IG at Solomon E. Stretch.
And we have host collection plate. As you can see, I wish it had been the Wheel of Fortune thing. Can we work on that? I really like that little thing on there.
Go across.
Yes, but you can give in 3 ways, openers. First way, you can give on Facebook. You can buy 5 stars. We have 5 young professional gay black men. And you can also subscribe to our group on YouTube for 99 cents a month. We're going live every 4th Thursday, so this will be our live for this 4th Thursday of the month of June. So catch us there. We're gonna start around 8:30. We have a little buffer right there because technology, and I'll be the tech man for those. So have to bear with me, but it's gonna be a good show on this Thursday. All right, make sure you subscribe to Facebookers. Number 2, you can also join on Patreon. And you can also donate to the podcast by clicking the donate button on whatever podcast platform you listen to us on. Donate what you want to give. We're here to help us, as we church say, Jesus, and we pay tithes. Hallelujah. And third is Facebook. And so tell how you can support us on Facebook.
We love it when you slide into our DMs. We love it when you send us comments and pictures, but we really love it when you participate with us on YouTube every Tuesday night at 8 ish. We go live for you, and you are also in our 6th seat now. And you can go green and join our membership program. When you go green, again, you get to have access to us on the 4th Thursday of every month on YouTube, Patreon, and whatever
Facebook.
We need to have a close friends on Instagram.
We should.
The close friends.
That would be cute.
It would be.
It'd be cute, like little secret stuff for y'all. And also for the podcast listeners, we love you here. I have been thinking about y'all for the last 4 shows, so I do apologize. Somebody wrote me on Snapchat. Robert said, "You don't be talking about the podcasters no more."
Ooh.
On Snapchat, I have a big following on Snapchat.
Oh.
Yeah, good little,
Yay.
Cute little change. Hello. It sure is going well for us.
Summer's hot.
It is hot, but it was rainy at first. I'm not going to complain. I got tired of the rain.
Listen.
But for people who are on the podcast audio version, we love you here at Ocean Podcast. However, we need 5 stars, okay? So make sure whatever podcast platform you listen to us on, rate us. Give us 5 stars. Give us your honest feedback. What you like, what you don't like. Just review all those things, and that's what makes us grow, okay? All right. Sure. Meech, Oh, wait. I'm sorry. And Randall and Wally is not here. Randall is trying some new butt plug.
Oh my God.
And Wally is actually at
oh my God.
He gonna kill me. And Wally is actually
he just be saying anything,
at his
y'all.
class reunion. So they will be here next week, and we can learn how the butt plug works for Randall. All right, me, take it away.
That is a transition from hell. All right, openers, before we get into our first segment, we have to pay these bills. If you didn't know, now you know. Apple is our official sponsor for the Open Relationship Podcast. If you haven't done so yet, click the link in the bio for 1 month of Apple TV or Apple Music on whatever platform you're watching. As always, your support is greatly appreciated. And as we already stated, we will be going live this Thursday for our Green Check members, our Patreon subscribers, and our Facebook subscribers. So this Thursday between 8 and 8:30, if somebody's on time, we'll be there with you guys. All right, and every 4th Thursday after.
Yes.
All right, we ready for hot topics this week?
Sure.
Yeah, let's go. What's the word?
Got
What's
a
the
whole list of
411?
hot topics this week because I haven't done hot topics. Okay, first my feedback on hot topics because you did hot topics last week.
Oh, what you got to say to me, child? I was sitting in for you.
The hot topics was.
Well, that's why you need to be here for yourself.
It's like, no, they was good. I was in the comments with the openers I was chatting to, so it was good.
Okay, well, thank you.
All right, first. We at war, y'all. We at war. It's so sad. Let's pray to him right here. Okay, so Trump bombed 3 locations in Iran recently, which Iran state violated international law. So we are looking at like the enemy of the world right now for violating that policy. A lot of people on social media and comments are like, oh my God, what are we going to do? They don't know if they want to pay their bill because they don't know what Iran is going to do. There's a lot of memes going around. What do you guys think? I personally think that sometimes we live in a bubble in the United States and we think that we're the only country, right? Because like when things like 9/11 happens, we're like, oh my God, this happened to us. But 9/11 happens to those countries from us. So when we bomb countries and things like that, those countries look at us as the enemy. They look at us as terrorists. So I think that we should, respect to the law, I think we should always just be mindful of that because sometimes like if Israel's at war with this country and we're friends with Israel and if they bomb Israel, then we have to have their back, right? But that other country is looking at us like, damn, we already fighting them and now y'all coming in. So it's just a lot, guys. We at war. Trump been in office for 6 months, too long.
Madeline Granger just became a member. Did she?
She been a member, but she took a hiatus.
Well, she just graduated.
She just graduated. Yes, can we leave her up there real quick? Madeline Granger, our opener, has graduated. I am so proud of you.
Where she graduate from?
Lord, I got the thing at home too. College, but
y'all don't even know where she graduated. Melanin
Granger, yeah.
Melanin, put it in the comments.
Yeah, where you graduated from. Yes, I'm so proud of her. I got on my refrigerator like somebody's proud uncle. I said, but it's so sweet when one of your openers send you something like that. Melanie, I just want to say thank you so much.
Thanks
I
for
was
watching.
waiting to shout you out when you came back. I know you've been outside being a hot girl.
Come on, hey, Bookie. She said, hey,
You gotta
Bookie.
tell out her business.
But we love you here. But now when it comes to this, what I think is funny, right? Not funny, which is really sad.
Yes.
Y'all give Trump all this power to do whatever. He did not even. So the only time a president can actually do something without Congress passing it if it's a threat to the United States, like they're about to bomb us.
Yeah.
We need to make a decision right now. Iran was not doing it like that to us. For you to do that, how many damn laws does Trump have to break until y'all get tired?
Yeah.
Until y'all draw the line in the sand, and now Republicans are mad. I.e., bad built beach bun body lady. She's upset. Marjorie
What's
Green.
her name?
Marjorie Green.
Ain't she representing Georgia County, right?
Yeah, Georgia. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And so she's upset. Now she's upset with Trump saying, "Well, Trump promised not to have us in war. That's what we got rid of Sleepy Joe Biden and blah 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 blah."
Biden didn't have us in war.
Well, I mean, he didn't, but he was.
That's one of her talking points.
Yeah, one of her talking points. And be honest, a lot of Republicans are upset with him.
Mm-hmm.
So my thing is this: his administration does not agree with federal judges who make laws protocol. Why is he not removed?
Because it's money.
I think
it doesn't make any sense to me.
It's money.
I think during the first term he was impeached twice and it didn't change anything. So I just don't see the purpose of them going down that, and they already have the majority in all the houses, so I don't think it's gonna really manifest into anything. But I also wanted to mention that a lot of people in the comments was saying like, oh, Obama did this, and oh, Kamala would have Kamala, that's her name, right? Yeah, Kamala.
Yeah.
She would have bombed Iran too. I want y'all to understand that, like, President Obama, I think you should always say President Obama negotiated with Iran on like a truce type of deal for like 3-4 years. Mm-hmm. Trump has been in office 6 months and bombed those people over the weekend. Like, it's really no comparison. So like Biden didn't bomb Iran. President Obama didn't bomb Iran. Why are y'all in the comments saying Kamala would have did the same thing? Iran just recently last year became a nuclear power. During Biden's presidency and Trump's first presidency, they weren't even a nuclear power. They just started building those in the last 2 years. So that's a totally different thing. I think it's just like anti-black thing.
I also feel like every country
And
should be
anti-Democrat thing.
I also feel like every country should be able to defend themselves in war, right? However, I do think they need checks and balances, which is why
You have international law
United
to do
States
that.
really went against that. And so, like you said, I feel like Trump feel like we are by ourselves. And once other countries gang up on us, we can't fight 80 countries. We ain't that damn powerful. You know what I'm saying? So like, we can't act like we can just do whatever we want without any repercussions. You know what I'm saying? So my nephew was scared. He called me crying.
Oh, really?
Yeah. He was like, we about to go in war because this crazy ass man. I'm like, you can't. I said, nephew, what's going to be done is going to be done.
I remember the exact place I was when 9/11 happened. I was in
school.
7th grade English class, and they brought the TVs in so we can watch it.
Not 7th
Yeah, I was in 5th grade.
I remember watching that. Like,
I was in college.
How you feel? Don't got to lie, you bitch. How you feel, Solomon?
I mean, I think this is what was expected.
I agree.
War, conflict, whatever you want to call it, because we're not at war, but conflict is always about money. When conflict arises in the world, we see prices go up. We see stocks fluctuate. And this is just one of those things where I saw this on Instagram the other day. This woman was talking about everybody's worried about bombings. You need to be worried about the bag. And so she was suggesting companies to invest in. And I think it's, again, why are you surprised? Like, why are we surprised?
I'm not surprised that he did it, and I'm not surprised that people are against it, and I'm not surprised at the people that are for it. I'm not surprised at all. I'm actually surprised it's not worse. Because I think when somebody shows you, like if I lay an outline of where I want to be, everything around me is I'm putting to be in that. So if I want to be the president and I tell you my plan, that becomes your plan because you live in my country technically as your president. So I'm not surprised at anything. I'm actually surprised that that's where he went first.
But I think it's also, everybody's talking about the Republicans who are against it, or the Democrats who aren't doing anything, or Congress who isn't doing anything. I think it's a matter of where's the money? Who has the money? Who benefits from it?
Yeah, the power of the purse.
But what I don't understand is Elon Musk allegedly said, I helped him win. If I did not help you, basically, we will be control of the House. Democrats be control of the House, and Democrats will be 2 seats away from the Senate. So how much more proof? Because if that was Obama, or that was President or Kamala Harris, baby, they sanctioned them, called them in the country. Like what? So I don't understand what the Democrats have going on. I need to know what is going on. I see them fussing every day, trying to go viral on TikTok and all this stuff. Oh, trying to clap back. But what are your actions? I don't care about you get snappy and cute for 15 seconds.
I don't know how many actions they have. I don't know how much power they have. I think it's also a change in the tide as far as the young, bright Democrats have, for like at least a decade, been against the older, established. As the older is going out, the new is coming in, but the older has the control, but the new people have the voice. So I think they're kind of like in a holding period until kind of a shift in the regime kind of thing happens.
Melon Granger got a whole point. He showed the advantage. He got what he wanted and say, "F y'all, I'm out." Have I heard from them?
Their marriage was never gonna last long. Two power-hungry, attention-seeking people can only go so far.
True.
It's only going to make it so far. But moving on with Trump to the next thing, I did notice that we're still in Pride Month. Obviously, it's June, coming up on cancer season. Trump did shut down one of the national LGBT suicide hotlines, and that was a big thing I see on social media.
What?
Yeah, he's shutting down like a lot of. Like I told you guys before, one of my friends lost their grant. They work at like a AHF. So that's been happening everywhere. I know people who's have never had to pay for the HIV medicine. They're now paying for their medicine now. because people are losing those grants, like Ryan White and stuff like that's been rolled back. But I did want to mention that the Trevor Project, which is a Wily pro-LGBT project, they have a suicide hotline. I didn't take down the number, but you guys can look that up if anybody gay or under the queer umbrella is feeling that way. You can look up the Trevor Project. Their hotline is still active for suicide.
And I think Canada has a LGBTQ plus suicide hotline that they gave access to Americans.
Oh, that's wonderful.
What? I'm about to cry. Wait, because I know I need to check on my friend. I feel bad. I mean to talk too much. But I know people who actually use those programs to buy their meds. So I need to check on them.
Like ODAP, Ryan
that
White.
is so hard.
ADAP.
That is an
ADAP,
evil
I'm
ass
sorry.
man.
But he's taken away all. I think, like I just said in the last time, when somebody shows you their roadmap, like before his first presidency, he was taking away Pell Grants, he was taking away housing loans, he was coming after LGBT pro organizations. So now this is part 2. Now I'm gonna take away your funding. I see you can operate. Now I can take away your funding and see where you're going. But I just wanted to mention that the Trevor Project is still alive and well. And one of the, also with Trump, I also wanted to mention, because we're going to change a little bit.
Get some money. Something.
A couple weeks ago, Rodney did Hot Topics, and he talked about my uncle and auntie, Julie and Christy, getting out.
Yes, I did.
Them is my people. This is my people. But I wanted to mention this because Trump does a lot of stuff so funny to me.
Does he?
Yes. It was his, and during his first presidency, it was the DOJ who actually put Julie and Christy in jail.
Really?
It was his Department of Justice that charged them for their crimes of stealing $36 million and da-da-da-da-da. Now it's him coming and pardoning them in his second term, which is so funny to me. Because he does stuff like that. Charge and convict people, and then he wants the praise of pulling them out the heat. I think that is such a narcissistic way of governing, but that's I just wanted to clear that up because I seen when you did it, I seen people in the comments, and I was on the road when I was watching it, but it was people like, "Oh my God, I love them," and I'm like, "Don't clear it." There was even black people in the shade room comments like, "Oh my God, he finally did something good. We're gonna have a good TV show to watch." He the reason they in jail.
Damn.
His Department of Justice, his DOJ guy is the reason why they was charged in it from the beginning. So you can't get no praise for getting people out of there. But anyways, moving on to another hot topic. This week we have to talk about friendships and hot topics. So a friend that I know who went to my high school, B. Simone, she's from my hometown. She recently had a podcast. I think it launched maybe 1 or 2 years ago. And this week, her and her best friend was on the podcast, and they started to talk about their history, their personal and connected relationships. And she mentioned that, I think the other host mentioned it first. But she mentioned that, she was struggling and she was going through things. She had lost her job. She had moved back in with her parents and trying to find her way. And she was saying, hey, I see you were living this lavish lifestyle. You had came onto some fame. You were an influencer. You were getting bookings. You were helping out other people. And you didn't help out me. So a lot of people in the black blogs, I say black because they're the hot topics we talk about here. They were talking about how she wasn't a good friend, how she didn't support her friends. So I just want to know, how far does your loyalty go in friendships? When do you have to compromise your daily routine to help out a friendship? And does that make you a good friend if you don't help out? What do you guys think?
I'm going to say this. If I come into some money, the first person I'm helping, the first 2 people helping is my parents. Mm-hmm. Then it's going to my siblings. Then it's going to my nieces and nephews. Then it's going to go over to my 2 best friends. I'm going to call their name out. Bunny McLaurin and Quincy Scott. Those are the only 2 friends.
Why he's saying this.
Let's be honest. Those are the only 2 friends that I will ever give money to. Mm-hmm. And then my 2 cousins, which is India Flowers and Brittany Carter. That's it. The rest of y'all...
You talking about money like hitting the lottery, right?
No, yeah, like basically millions. Yeah.
I think the context of the conversation is more along the lines of
dating. I mean, not dating, but being friends with someone who's a celebrity.
Yeah, being friends with a celebrity. So they was your everyday friend. Y'all went to homeroom together. Y'all graduated together. You went to college. Y'all was broke eating ramen noodles and studying together. And now she got $2-3 million that she done made from her podcast and her makeup brand and her music that she was trying to sell and all of that, do you have an obligation? I'm going to say no. I'll just say this. I know friends who I've helped their kids get haircuts. I've helped friends with the rent. I've helped friends with keep their lights on. I don't think it's an obligation, but I also at the same time feel like I'm not going to help you if you don't have a plan. Because if I help you this month and you don't get off and do nothing in these next 30 days where you have income next month, then you just becoming a liability because you don't have no drive to sustain it. So if I help you this month and next month you need help again, I wasted my money.
Well, they say teach a man how to fish.
So I don't know. I don't think you're a bad friend for not helping. I think I can put you in a position. Like I've helped friends get jobs. I've helped many people I don't even know get jobs, but I don't help you sustain it. Once I present the opportunity to you, you have to have the initiative to want to move forward and make that a part of your everyday life.
I see both sides, right? Mm-hmm. If I'm in a position to help, I'll help. Mm-hmm. But I'm on the other side. Mm-hmm. I think in full context, right? When I watched the clip with B. Simone, she was talking about how she's had her own personal journey. Mm-hmm. And during this journey, she had her highs and she had her lows. And she's in the middle of this conversation, she was talking about doing a fast. She was on a water fast and she was doing 10 days and she was trying to stretch it to 13, but damn, 10 days was just a lot. But all of that involved like this spiritual.
All she said was Jesus. Go ahead.
Yeah, there was this whole spiritual thing that was going on. But she also talked about how when you are trying to level up or you're trying to get to this new place, you have to leave your old life behind. Mm-hmm. You have to make different choices. You have to make different decisions. You have to move differently. And I get that. Mm-hmm. And so
agree. You can't take everybody with you.
You can't. And at the same time, like if I see someone who's in need and if I'm in a position to help, but I'm also like, are you still moving in a way that's allowing you to be where you are?
Are you staying stagnant on your own?
And I don't know if it's stagnant. I don't know, but it's like, if you're going through these troubles, and I'm not saying, oh girl was like, if you're how did you get in this position?
Yeah.
Like, did you contribute to this?
Yeah.
I understand, things happen. Like, people lose their jobs.
Right. Even people that's focused and going to work every day and they actually lose too.
Yeah, absolutely.
So it's not just the lazy people.
But then it's like, you have your friends who are going through things, but then you see them on social media and they're just living the life. And then you're just like, why am I stepping in?
But she might be like how I am. I might be your friend, but I'm not your friend. I'm not the person to give you money, but we're friends. Like, honestly, I hang around like a lot of people in Atlanta. Mm-hmm. Yeah. But baby, if I make it, the names I called out is who's getting something from me. Yeah. And that's just the truth. But now for people I hang out with in Atlanta, I do love them. Let me say that. Yeah. With full clarity. Yeah. Like now, if you need something paid one time, that's fine. But if the people I called out, if I have X amount of money, they're at least getting 100,000 plus.
And I think Melanin made a great point. She was saying that B. Simone made the comment that there was a time where she was paying rent, she was paying mortgages, mm-hmm. she was buying houses, she was paying card notes, and she was doing all this other stuff for other people who weren't showing up for her. Mm-hmm. And so it just became exhausting.
I mean, I get B. Simone point too. Honestly,
she ain't had to do none of that.
Just think about it, Solomon. If you had access of $5 million, I know my friends nowhere near that. Some of them are making 100 plus, like under 150, but it's not $1 million. The lifestyle is different. Let's just keep it a buck, right? It's a big different lifestyle. Now, if I'm out and about and I know I have it, and we're eating at, let's just say, Houston's or whatever, right? Mm-hmm. I can spare $1,400-$1,500 on a tab. That's really nothing to me. But if you expect me to pay every time we go somewhere, now I'm not gonna hang around your broke ass.
Or if they're hanging around you because you do have it.
Yeah, like that could be exhausting being a rich friend.
I think that
You don't think so?
I think it depends on who you want to be, because I think we have to recognize that there's a lot of people who hang around people specifically because they aren't where they're at. There are a lot of people who like people who need them. I know in my personal life, I know people who specifically buy bottles and sections and stuff like that so they could have people come and see them being able to take care of it. So I don't necessarily think that's how either one of these ladies are, but I think that's out there. And then I also would say that for me to help someone, like recently, like I'll tell you guys, like recently one of my friends came on a hard time and they needed a place to like stay for like a week or two. And I was like, they told me the same day. So I'm in my head like, oh God, like how's this gonna work? Like we're friends. I don't want us to not be friends to fall out, So the week goes by, no issues, no nothing. They're helping, they're cleaning up, they're cooking, And then they came what they told me that was coming to them, some money came, and they did something very nice for me. Like I woke up, they're like, oh, I took care of so-and-so. And then it's literally coming tomorrow in the morning. Like I was like, oh, okay. And I looked at the receipt like, wow, like they just, okay, all right, appreciate it. But it was just kind of one of those things, like you have to know who to help and why you're helping them.
Now, let me say this, though. Now, my friends who I do have in Atlanta, if they were about to be homeless, them, you can come stay with me, but you will have had an extra strategy. Like, you get 3 months, you ain't charging me shit. Because honestly, I think it's very tacky, and this is just my opinion, and I could be wrong, is when, again, your friend come on hard time, you charging them rent. Bitch, I'm already struggling. If I can't pay my rent and water and gas,
but your
what the hell you think I can pay yours?
Some people go home and their mamas charge them too. Like, oh, you working now?
That's trifling as hell
I need $250 a month at least. Just put something. Pay the light bill.
No. I want you to save, because after your 90 day is up, you're going.
The reason why I disagree with that is because if you ever step foot in a club and I'm letting you live rent free, I'm gonna be pissed.
I don't care. I'm gonna say that I'm not gonna expect you not to have fun. I think that's crazy to me. However, again, if you don't got the money on 90th day, baby, I'm sorry for you. I gave you 90 days to save up. What you did with your money, You know what I'm saying? Like,
I think that's setting them up for failure.
I don't think so.
Because to me, my thing is
charging somebody.
No. It's not just charging.
And they already getting evicted.
It's the fact of what, for me, I can't sleep knowing that I'm in debt somewhere. A credit card, a mortgage, I'm okay with that. A debt to a man or a woman, that's something I can't sleep with. So I can't stay in your house at 30 plus years old knowing I'm not paying.
I'm telling you, though.
As soon as I get $1, it come to you.
I don't want it.
Can't. That's just not my thing.
But I think that's you.
Yeah, that's
right?
me.
And so, but I think that there are people who, and I'm not saying that this is B. Simone and her friend, because I can't even remember her friend's name.
I can't either.
Yeah. And I'm not saying that this is their situation, but I'm saying that there are people who rely on the kindness of friendship,
or prey on
the kindness of friendship, and they overextend.
Mm-hmm. And some people they start to
and some people buy their friends, though. No shade.
That's what I just said. What's the word? They start to, when people don't, they not assume it's theirs, they expect it.
Like, okay, yeah.
What's that word? I can't think of what the word is. Entitled. Some of your friends become entitled. Your success is my success. I was with you while you were struggling. Now you're successful. Take care of me, or help me out here and there. I don't think that's right. But pivoting, I think another interesting part of the podcast is she talked about her lifestyle pivot to where she was shopping at Bloomingdale's and Neiman Marcus and going on fancy trips and renting PJs, and then now she's back to shopping at H&M and Wet Seal or those other type of stores. I think it's very interesting that a lot of our generation, or I don't know who's all watching, but a lot of the younger generation right now lives for today and do not have a plan for the future. Like, it's only a plan A. It's a YOLO type of lifestyle. And I think she's proven to show that you don't, like, especially if you don't come for money, you don't have that type of history of falling back and going into the savings account and getting $5 million out. She didn't come from money. Like, she grew up in my neighborhood, so I know she didn't come from money, but it's just like once she got there, she talk different. She looks different. Obviously, people's body change, but she talks different. She acts different. It's not like, to me, money doesn't expose who you are. Money exposes who you always were. You just didn't have the money to represent that. And I think it's very interesting that she has to do this lifestyle change, which it seems to me she's embarrassed to talk about, because she knows she's stunted so hard of like, I made it. It's my first million. It's like, I remember she made videos like, oh, this is my first $1 million. I'll never date a man that works a 9 to 5. All these videos. And then now it's like not even 2 years later. And you're like, oh, I have to second guess if I should go to the mall today. I think it's a reality.
I'm saying this though. I respect that though, and let me tell you why I respect that again, because
I'm not saying I don't.
If you can talk about the good and you talk about the bad, and to me that lets me show you're a human and you're honest.
Yeah,
or you could be humble. Let me say that you could be very humble, because like it's easy to talk about, oh, I got all this money. Look at me. I just bought this house. Just bought this car, and now she's being vulnerable enough to say, hey, instead of shopping at boob nails, bitch, I might be at Family Dollar. Like, you're not saying for real, but I get what I'm talking about. Like, I respect that from a person.
I think it's very transparent. I think it's just it should be a lesson learned for other influencers, and especially as young black folks who are coming into, like, my parents didn't have degrees, so a lot of more of younger people have degrees now. So we're going to be able to make a higher wage. I think it's just a lesson learned, or like you can see what's at the end of the road if I go this route. If I take care of everybody, it might end up like this. If I don't, pursue greatness, it'll go like this. But I think it's an interesting topic. I think a lot of the comments is basically around people not liking her already. I always thought she was a nice person. I thought she was a very caring person. I just think her persona and her reality, sometimes they clash.
I mean, I thought the conversation was respectful.
Yeah,
I thought it was
very vulnerable and
respectful, and it was friendly. I think it was two people sitting down, sharing exactly how they feel about recent situations. And I think the big thing that came up from me after the conversation, or maybe in the middle somewhere in the conversation, was do you think you're a good friend? And they both had an opportunity to ask that question of themselves and to each other. Do you think that I'm a good friend? So I'm gonna turn it on y'all. Do you think you're a good friend?
I'm gonna say this: am I a good friend, and am I a good friend to you? It's two different questions. So over the weekend, somebody asked me. They were just going through some of the decisions they made recently. They was like, "You don't got no feedback. You don't got no." I said, "No," because that seems to be the theme of who you want to be. So I'm going to be a good friend to who you tell me that you are and who I see that you are. If I see you doing the same thing, dating the same people, having the same mistakes, or even the same opportunities for whatever that is, and that's what you feel that you want to do, you haven't showed me a sign of changing that, I'm going to be a friend to that. Now, if you want criticism, be like, oh, do you think I should do this? I'm like, no, I don't think you should, but I know you're going to do it anyway. So am I a good friend to that person? Somebody might say no. But for me, I'm the friend to who you present me that you are.
I'm gonna be very honest. It depends on what season of a friend you caught me in. And I think that's fair.
I think that's fair for you.
Fair and honest, because in the previous seasons, I was probably not the best friend. Probably just a turn-up friend with you, and just called you friend because we went to the club.
What's wrong with having a turn-up friend?
Not now. Not now. I don't care about that lifestyle no more. I'm not, honestly, like, when I see people I used to hang out with, and I'm like, damn, y'all still doing the same shit we did 8 years ago. You in sections, buying bottles, and smoking hookah every damn day.
And sometimes that's all the people know.
That's, to me, that's so...
It's a lazy argument, but I literally have been with people who don't know certain things that I learned at like 6.
It's just sad. It's to me, it's just like, because right now, we are not 30. Some people are older than me.
Yeah.
And now here you are, 38 years old, hanging around people who's like 24, 23. That is so weird to me. Let me just say this. Your time had expired, boo. It have expired. You should not be 38 hanging around somebody who's 24. I don't give a damn what you say, how you put it. That's weird as fuck to me. That is so weird to me. I'm 38. You're 24. What do we have in common except for this?
I think for me, it's more of
That's crazy to me. I'm like, girl, go live life. Go find you a husband.
I'm going to piggyback off of what you said. I think it's a matter of respecting the season that I'm in.
8 years later.
Well,
that case 14.
Well, so see, I'm not mad at anybody who's still in the club. Like, and if
I'm not either.
So I go out. Let me hold up, cause people inside. I do see you. I am.
Oh no, we know you go out.
I do go out. I'm talking to somebody who be at the same place on Thursday, same place on Tuesday, same place on Saturday, same place on Sunday, like they clockwork.
And like from what I'm saying, I don't care. Like you can do all of that. I'm okay with it because there are people who like I haven't seen in 5-10 years, and when we hang out, it's just like old times.
Yeah.
Like no time has passed at all. But also is respect the season that I'm in. Respect the evolution because I am moving differently now.
Evolution of who? The people who are stagnant or you?
Me.
Okay.
But even
calling them stagnant crazy, they might just be moving slower.
Yeah, I think everybody has their own evolution, and it just looks different. And it's not for me to judge, but it's just a matter of like there are friends who I know they want to spend a lot of time with me. They want to spend time with me, but I'm in this space now where I'm like wanting to
do.
I got shit to do. Like I want to build a family. There are things that I have lined up and that are taking priority. It doesn't mean that you're not important. It doesn't mean that what we used to do isn't important and it wasn't fun. It's just like, I have
to do
things.
less of that now.
Yeah, please don't think I'm coming for your age, but I think you made a good point now, Solomon, because like, you in your 40s. And I think a friend should understand now that what you have going on, what your desires are now, and you want to focus on that, and that should be okay. And that should be expected for somebody in their 40s. I'm sorry that you still feel like we're 22, 23, and I'm sorry that you feel want to go to the club every weekend. You feel like you got to turn up and keep yourself young and useful, do all this stuff with younger people. That's not me. That's how I don't love you any less. But respect the place that I'm in, and understand that I'm not there anymore. And I think people need to understand that.
I don't really think it's a hard conversation. I live by the statement of move around. Well,
what? Move around.
Move around. Like, listen, if I'm with A and you're with B, just move around. It ain't even a conflict. To me, it's not even a conversation. I naturally can tell when my friends are in different seasons. Like, I have best friends that we go months without talking. We go weeks without talking. Like, I think me and my best friend, she lives in New York. We haven't talked, I think, since like February. But if I called her right now, it'd be like, hey, what's up? And da-da-da-da. If she pick up the phone or if I pick up the phone, it's not a thing at all.
Yeah.
It's like not a thing. So I think like once you really have your core friends, the friendship stays the same even though your individual lives is changing.
Yeah.
And they just adapt to that. Like, we'll catch up in 30 minutes. We don't need 5. We can catch up in 30 because we know each other so well. You know, when I talk about this topic, you know where I'm probably leading to. So like, I don't even think it's that big a deal. But I have noticed that like people who don't have a lot of stuff going on in their life sometimes can live through you, and that causes conflict with them.
That is so true.
Like, I have that issue with a couple people that's like, oh, you don't understand that I can't do this because I have to be here, and there today because you don't have nothing to do. No, I have a lot of things I have to get done before I go to sleep tonight. And they may sometimes feel like, not that you're better than them, but like you have a life that they don't fit into. So that builds like a resentment type of feel.
That's their issue, not my issue. Honestly, I'm not trying to be rude or mean. Yeah. Like, like the people who I just named, you made a good point. Like Bunny and Quincy, I have not talked to Quincy since January. I have not talked to Bunny since my brother's funeral. But our friendship is so strong.
Like you follow each other, you see what's going on. Yeah, I see what's going on. Yeah.
But those be the people I would give my money to because I know they're solid friends, and I respect. And I know that she's got a girlfriend now with a baby. He's like a damn stepdaddy. You know what I'm saying? Quincy got his own thing going on. His daughter's graduated high school, about to go to college. So like, and I like to see my friends from Facebook. I'll see you from afar, and I see you growing. And
love to see my friends. I'll send them a message like, "Oh, girl, I saw your signing the other day. Yeah, I love that. Let me know what happens." Da da da. I just don't own people. So like, I let them live, and I'm living alongside of them. We'll come back.
Yeah.
This season that you focus and doing your grind and we'll come back.
But don't get mad at me too because I'm not there. Like I outgrown what you are living. And I think that's a good thing we need to point out. I've grown what you're at. And, you know, I guess I can take back my words. I should be so harsh. If you still want a club,
It wasn't
that's
that
fine.
harsh.
I outgrown that and respect. We both need to respect each other.
But why can't... That don't mean y'all can't go to brunch.
No, so we can
That don't
still
mean y'all
go
can't
out.
meet
Like
at the
I'm not
fitness
saying that I can
class.
still go out. But one of my friends, I'm going to say this, why I think it's so sad. He in the same club every damn weekend, and I feel like he's buying people to hang out with him.
Oh, that's
Because he is a friend
that's an Atlanta lifestyle.
that will buy a section and let somebody who don't even know him, a friend of a friend, come drink all your shit. I'm like, I say, nigga, who is this?
But that's what people's. You have to. I accept people who they want to be and what their priorities are. I know that there's people who. I know people who are sleeping on couches right now and spent $3,000 in Dallas this weekend. I'm just saying that you have to know who's. I'm not people's names
No.
up
You
there,
don't think of a season. I literally said that about somebody with like 2 seasons ago.
I know people who their priority is the validation from the likes and the this and the that, and they live like that. And either you get with those type of people or you don't. I don't judge them. I just can't relate to it because I am my fallback plan.
I'm gonna say this. If you are the person who brags about, oh yeah, I'm buying popping bottles, and you that loud and boisterous, and I know that you're sleeping on your best friend's couch, I'm siding on you the whole time.
Oh, I do a lot of side eye.
I'm like this.
I do a lot of that.
That's me for real. I'm like this.
But I get a lot of that.
Noted.
I get a lot of that feedback. I'll be out on.
Can I sit on the couch in your bed this week?
That's crazy. But no, Rodney, I get pushback. Like I'll be out and people will be like, "Yo," we'll be like 3:15. I'll be like, "Damn, it's late. Let me go home." They'll be like, "Oh, you don't want to go to after hour? You don't want to go so for kid?" But I have to be at work at 8:45. I'm sorry that your full Monday through Friday is free because your money comes in other ways.
Okay.
But mine comes when I sit down at the corporate office and listen to what Lynn got to say in the meeting that Monday. So I don't have that same, and they'll be like, "Oh, you're lame. You don't want to hang with us. I've been with you for 4 hours."
That's true.
Like I've been here the whole time, but some people they expect their lifestyle to be your lifestyle. I can't live on the verge of having everything and having nothing. I have to have a sustained mortgage payment, car, like all my stuff is required each month. Y'all can flex because you don't have your name on nothing. My name is on everything.
And also, you might have some friends who are just entrepreneurs.
Yeah.
Which could be true, you know what I'm saying?
That's 24/7 hustle.
Yeah, so I get you might have more leisure to stay out because you run your own company.
You make the hours
like
in
you just
operation.
said, I have to go clock in and this goddamn meeting and argue about shit that I don't really give a fuck about, but it's how I pay my bills.
That
so
part.
you gotta respect me and say, hey, if I tell you no to after hours, it's no to after hours.
I also just think that at a certain time, the conversation just automatically changes.
Absolutely.
Because a lot of the stuff that y'all are talking about now, like I don't hear anymore. Like I don't hear about people going out to the clubs and all this other stuff. You already know I'm in the bed.
You make your own world.
My friends already know I'm in the house.
When I say you, I mean
I'm in
we
the
as a
bed.
collective.
Yeah, I get you.
Yeah.
And so if someone is like, hey, you want to do this, this, and this, you already know what the deal is.
I think I'm in that space. My friends already know. They know I literally will get up out the section. If I look at my watch and it say 2:30, I will literally walk out the section and walk right to my car. My friends just know that about me. They know I'm not waking up at 12 o'clock on Sunday to go to brunch. Like they just know me. And I think you should just know your friends. But all right, moving on to the last hot topic of the day. Very quick. Monica and Brandy are going on tour.
Are they friends? They so confusing to me.
It don't matter if they friends or not. The music is the music is. The tour starts in October. The first city is Cincinnati, Ohio, 90 minutes from my hometown. The Boy Is Mine tour is sponsored. It has Kelly Rowland, Money Long, and the boy who just won American Idol, Jamal Roberts, I think his name is. Are y'all excited?
Wait, Kelly Rowland is
opening.
Opening for
Brandy and Monica. What's wrong with that?
That's interesting.
No, it's not.
To me, it is.
Why?
I feel like Kelly is a bigger star.
Kelly Rowland, the solo artist?
Yeah.
No.
Really?
Nowhere near.
Go back to the question.
It's not a question. It's
Well,
an
you
announcement.
asked the question. You said, "Are y'all excited?"
Are y'all excited?
No,
Why?
I'm not interested.
Wait, hold on, wait.
You know I'm not excited.
How old is you?
43.
Damn.
27 years ago, 16. The boy is mine. That's your time frame.
Look,
That's your time
I
frame.
love the music. I would actually, and I don't really like picking sides, right?
With who?
Like, you know, putting one artist against the other.
Okay, that's
I
fine.
don't, I don't really like.
I'm going to
I don't
see
really
both.
like
I'm
doing
going to sing
that.
down.
And
I'm singing
I'm just not
every
really
song.
excited.
You know what? You know I like Monica better than Brandy. I'm gonna put that out there.
That's fine.
Monica put this facade for, in my opinion, that she don't fuck with Brandy. So the fact you do something with Brandy is very interesting to me. It gets fake. And I'm just gonna be honest, it get fake because when y'all did that, what was that versus battle?
Yeah.
You didn't want to sing the song with her. You up there,
Yeah.
like, girl. So I don't know. It's just weird to me. I would not be dealing with.
I think it's this other situation where you accept people for who they want to be. If Brandy wants to be secluded and keep her personal business and you want to be all on Front Street, that's for you to be.
I'm talking about how, to me, Monica treats Brandy, in my opinion, is not very friendly.
And that could also be because of who Brandy wants to present who she wants to present herself to be, and Monica knows another side. So there could be resentment of, I know you don't act like this when the camera go off, but you talk like this and walk like this and you have this speaking voice, but I know you.
Okay.
Not saying.
I don't know
Maybe
anything
I
about
don't.
that.
Maybe I know I don't. I'm just saying.
Now, I will say that probably the only time that I got excited to see Brandy perform was when she did, I think it was for the BET Awards, when she wore that gold and she did the
drunken thing,
she
yeah.
did,
like that juke joint.
what's the song called?
So high.
I was like,
That shuttle was moving.
What's that song? I forgot what that song is called, but I know what song you're talking about.
but that was an amazing performance.
And Randy has an amazing voice. But I'm so excited for the tour. The tickets going to sell this Friday, 10 a.m. They was on the Today Show today for about an hour. They talked about the tour. They talked about the host. They talked about their friendship, their babies, their kids. Buy the show. I'm going to be there. If you are in Atlanta, the concert is on Halloween, October 31st. Do not buy any front row tickets. Start at the second row. The first row is reserved for me and my friends. Do not buy first row tickets. Thank you very much. That wraps up Hot Topics for today. Because Randall and Wally are not here, we are going to move on to my guy Solomon, who has a great conversation piece for us.
We'll see. Before we get into the menage a trois, I am here to remind you that here at Open Relationship Podcast, we have open and honest conversations. And sometimes we agree to just disagree. But we always aim to be heard and to be seen. And that's what we hope for our community as well. Don't forget to join us in our chats in our 6th seat. Well, shit, we might as well just go back to our 5th seat.
Might as well, child.
Screaming.
Thank you.
Oh, you can't go back to no 5th seat because there's 5 people in the opening picture.
Well, not consistently.
That ain't got nothing to do with us.
But anyway, and don't forget don't forget to tune into the 4th Thursday of every month around 8:30 ish. You know, whenever Rodney gets it together.
Or show up.
But I've been in this space where I think it's a good thing where I've been adamant about not second guessing myself. What's up, Wally?
Hey, Wally.
How you enjoying the
rendezvous?
What is it? The college
high school reunion.
High school reunion.
Oh, my 20th is next year. That's crazy. Wow. Yeah, that's crazy. But go ahead.
But I've been in this space where I am like adamant about not second guessing myself.
Okay.
And just trusting my gut. And you know, we always or often see this saying, you know, if you know, you know. But do you really know? And so how often do you find yourself second guessing yourself? How often do you find yourself just putting your foot down and leading with what you know to be
real to you?
I do that a lot.
Yeah.
A lot.
I think for me, if it's something new, it's harder for me to yay or nay on. If it's something that's lingering or it's a past thing that I've been over, whether it's a decision, a person, or whatever it is, it's harder for me to break away from that because I've always tiptoed the line. But if it's something new that comes across, like a new opportunity or a new person or a new thing, I can easily be like, because I'm not invested into it. So I'm not losing nothing if I don't take it. But stuff that's been lingering, family, friends, stuff like that, it's a little harder for me to not second guess.
Yeah, child. I feel like I'm just like Meech. If you knew, I really don't.
Yeah.
This is really
We ain't
like
building that.
if I feel like it's beneficial, mutual, it's a symbolic relationship, then I say let's go. But if it's not going to benefit me, I feel like I'm just wasting more energy. Basically, not ever here.
20th, Meech is 37-38.
In 3 weeks, I'll be 37 in 3 weeks.
Now he adding the math up.
Baby, get the calculator down.
Child, I'm dead.
Yeah, I'll be 37 in 3 weeks. But yeah, Solomon, I think for me, I am a black and white person, but things I'm invested to sometimes, I think people say rose-colored glasses. Sometimes I see things I want to see, but I also want to say in areas that I'm confident in, I don't second guess. Like at work, or if it's like who I am or what I like, what I don't like, I never second guess that stuff. But it's something that I'm not stable in, like sometimes politics stuff or sometimes relationship decisions. Those things I second guess because I'm not as strong in those areas naturally already. So then when there's a situation to occur, I'm like, damn, okay, I made a decision, but is that the right decision? What could be the out? Like I second guess those things because I'm not strong in those areas already.
So I'm gonna bring up some what the turn back the curtain on my life. Me and Bay had an issue this weekend. A very bad issue this weekend. Very, very bad issue this weekend. And I talked to my therapist today about it. Because at a point in your life, and this is not for me I'm not by no means bashing my partner. At a point in your life, it comes to where you want to be like, do I want to deal with this person for the rest of my life? And I had to
Bookmark.
Huh?
Bookmark.
We're
going to come back to that.
Okay. Well, yeah, I had that conversation. And we got through it today, but I'll save it because you said bookmark. So I don't know what I need to say.
No, just for the rest of my life.
Oh, okay.
But go ahead, continue.
What's so funny has to do with finances. That's like how Randall and his baby. The decision he made, I'm still trying to...
Working through it.
Because I was just like, why in the freak do you thought that was okay?
Yeah.
So money is that can really break some shit up. I'm not gonna lie, bitch. I was like, wait, next year I'm packing all my shit. Bitch, you don't gotta leave, ho, I'm leaving.
You were trying to burn shit down with
No, hell no, I ain't burning down my house now, but I was about to get an apartment. I went online. And I paid the fee. And I said, see this bitch, I gotta prove I don't need it.
Apartment is crazy.
I know, especially when you got a mortgage.
I think that's insane.
So
I was that mad.
Clearly.
I was that mad.
You went to a computer.
But I think to unbookmark, because you brought something up, and I have a really good friend who introduced me to something, especially like in the dating area. But I've also tried to incorporate into multiple aspects of my life where for the rest of my life. So I'm interacting with someone, like we're dating, we're going out, we're doing all these things. When we have arguments, where we have discussions or whatever, the question just comes up for the rest of my life. And, just like last week when we talked about different dynamics in relationships, and when an argument or a discussion ends up in a healthy kind of way, and especially when it's a healing kind of way, you just think for the rest of my life. And it kind of flips the script. But I'm also thinking of like when I'm at work and we're having discussions and like, okay, for the rest of my life, am I making these decisions now that are going to lead me to this place that I want to be, that I envision for myself? And that has to be in work. It has to be in relationships. It has to be in whatever. But I also, and the reason why I'm talking about like this trusting your gut. Like, I believe I really pay attention to patterns. And I take notice of things. And so when things start moving in these patterns, I'm like, I recognize that. I know that. I know the outcome. Why are we doing this again?
And you also connect to how you felt when it happened before.
Exactly.
I remember feeling this way when you did this. I remember how it felt when you said this.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I connect to stuff like that all the time. But I think for my life is...
For the rest of my life.
For the rest of my life is hard if you don't know where you want to end up. I may not know the journey that where I want to get to, but I know what I don't want to live with, and I know what I don't want to feel, and I know what I don't want to deal with. So if there are things that come under those buckets, I can easily move those things.
I need to start actually thinking like that because, I'm not a young goose anymore. I'm 34. I'll be 35 next year. So I really need to start saying for the rest of my life. Honestly, I have, because you think you have time, right?
And that's the sad part because you don't know if you do.
You don't have time. And,
I think even younger people should.
Absolutely.
Say, because I see a lot of YNs.
That term.
I see a lot of YNs making decisions that could last their lifetime, and they may not know it now. Like, I see a lot of younger people that I've been across have records. Like people who fight in the club and they're security and like they get arrested. I'm like, that's a misdemeanor.
Let me tell you something what happened to me.
Like, I've seen a lot of things like that, and I'm like,
how can I phrase
evictions or just even credit.
Yeah.
I mean, credit get fixed in 7 years.
No, when I say...
I was one of those girls.
I ran...
I was too.
I'm just going to be honest.
The last 2 years, how much money I have spent fixing credit is... I did not have that much fun when I was younger to the last 2 years of how much I didn't pay. It was not worth it.
Let me tell you something,
it was
baby.
Not
that
worth it.
That Discover card came off when I turned 27, and they never got that. Oh, look, I tried to get a card to be fun. I said, let me see if they're going to accept. They said, bitch, rejected. Ooh. And my credit's go good now. I said, these hoes mad because they pay that debt off.
Mine is just okay.
I owe them $3,000.
Don't tell people that.
Shit is fine. Shit is, let's just open an honest conversation.
Baby, they wrote that money off.
Discovery gonna be like, look, you said...
I know. You right. Let me shut up. I don't know what I'm talking about. I'm impeached. But let me say this. I remember I was trying to get one of my people I know a job, right? And you made a good point. I did not know they had a record for something. It wasn't like no embezzlement or anything like that, nothing financial, but it was a record that I feel like you should have told me that because I literally told these folks to hire you and you know the type of work I do, and now they're looking at me crazy like, you don't know who the hell you hang around? So
you was gonna bring them in here?
My friend, the HR person. Okay, anyway, the person came back and was like, "Did you know so?" I'm like, So I called. I said, "Bitch." He's like, "Oh yeah, that happened when I was like." I said, "Girl, you didn't think to tell me."
Yeah.
So that makes sense, and he is such a good person. So I wasn't gonna try to put that out there, but it was just you don't really know people till you know people. Because I have never thought that.
Some of them don't know themselves.
But I think that's the bigger issue. Like, you don't know the consequences of your actions and how it's going to impact you and other people later.
Yeah. And I said moving forward, I would never refer anybody ever again. You got to get on your own.
So I have this situation going on, right? Maybe it's been like a year and a half. Somebody did something to me. Not physically, but they did something to me, and it resulted in a charge on them, right?
Oh.
So for since September last year, I've had this little thought in the back of my mind, like, is me holding them accountable worth this always being on their record for the rest of their life?
Yes.
Because it's a felony charge.
Yes. They do a felony thing?
They did a felony thing.
Well, yes.
But it's also one of those, not a YN moment, but a stupid moment.
for you, I feel like, because I feel like for what I know of you, for you to press charges, they had to do something that was crazy. So I feel like hold your gun. 'Cause I don't see you going down doing stuff for no reason. They had to do, you probably like, this bitch got me really fucked up.
Because it's never, to me, it's never the act of what people do, it's how they go about it.
Not you just got validation from Rodney.
Child is saying the way the Meech hold himself and stuff, for Meech to really go down there and press charges, they had to do some fucked up shit. Like, I don't see Meech going down to the courthouse like, this is his name, this is his address, I'm going to court, I'm paying the like, that's all, you have to pay $75 to press charges. I know.
So, but that just leads me back to the topic of you saying trust your gut, because the initial gut was saying, what are people gonna think? Am I gonna regret this? And then it was like, bitch, you took the loss. Why bail them out for them to go on and do whatever it is they want to do, and they took from you and didn't give about how you felt about it?
Child, I'm going to court in my Shirley Caesar hat, okay?
Yeah.
All right, y'all. That's all we have for the Menage a Trois this week. Now let's turn it over to Rodney and the letter.
What's up, guys? So the letter's going to be really, really quick because we have a meeting, unfortunately, and we cannot miss this meeting because it's going to be beneficial for y'all, openers.
Period.
All right. So you give your letter in two ways. You can email us at openrelationshippodcast@gmail.com, or you go to our website, thank you, Vanna, as you can see on the bottom of the screen. Or you go to our website at openrelationshippodcast.com, click contact us, and send your letter.
And what?
I'm trying to talk fast.
Okay. Y'all gonna have to read across the screen.
And again, I'm going to say, give me 10% for Solomon. I will throw that plug in and I will book you. All right. The letter. Dear Obligator Podcast, lately I've been feeling drained, mentally, emotionally, and even physically. It's like everywhere I turn, somebody needs something from me. Child. Friends, family, work, even strangers sometimes. And honestly, I'm tired. I'm realizing that constantly trying to be available for everyone else is costing me my peace. So my question is, how do you protect your peace when life won't stop pulling at you? How do you set boundaries without feeling guilty? And how do you not let people, energy, or drama disrupt your own? I know self-care is important, but what does protecting your peace look like in real life? I love to hear your thoughts.
Oof.
This was on brand.
I got a whole mouthful.
Me too. For me, it looks like I don't have it. And I think that's just
a blanket statement.
It's a blanket statement. Like, I don't have it. I don't have the time. I don't have the energy. I don't have the money. I don't have the patience. I don't have the bandwidth to give you what you need in this moment. And it's also one of those things where people now ask, do you have the bandwidth to listen to something? Like, you...
Do they really? That's my job.
No,
I
for
do.
me. Like, you need to ask me if I have the time or the patience or the bandwidth to...
I just say that.
To just... Because a lot of times it's just no. A lot of half the time when I come here to do this podcast, which I absolutely love, I'm tired. And I know y'all are too, because I see how y'all drag your asses in here.
We gotta wake up when the light come on.
Child.
No, I totally agree. I am one of those people who will text my best friend because I don't just call. I'll text like, yo, what you doing today? Like, I'll check temperature before I be like, this is what I'm about to. Because I'm one of those people who, my friends, for better or worse, they sometimes wear my life with them. Like, I'll tell them something, they'll hold on to it. But when they tell me stuff and we hang up the phone, I expect them to handle it. I forget all about it. But that's me. How do you protect your peace? How do you set boundaries without feeling guilty? You make a statement of no and don't explain. I think a lot of people go into explaining why they can't do stuff for people instead of just standing on no. And you have to be okay with losing people who don't appreciate or value your no. Like, I can't wear everybody's problems because mine consumes me. My job, my friends, my life, my decisions, my person, all that, I'm already packed. I'm full. So if you're coming, you're adding to something I'm not responsible for. So I immediately say no, not in a harsh way, but in a way of, I can't take away from my cup to fill yours up, because then I have to refill mine. And I'm already packed. So I just think you don't take on people's things. And I think protecting your peace is such a general statement to me, because I know so many people who say protect their peace, but they truly are people who validation comes from helping, comes from serving, comes from being what's known as a good friend. You have to decide what protecting your peace means to you. Like, I'm a person who is a part of my income does go to my niece and nephew just because I know the status of our family, but that doesn't take away from my peace. My peace is internal. Am I happy seeing that my nephew has a breathing machine? Am I okay that my niece can go to ballet? And I am. And I can do that within my current income lifestyle. I'm not going outside of that to help them. I think what happens is people go outside of what they can actually afford to do to help other people, and then that's when you lose.
And that afford is time and energy.
It's not just money.
It's not just money.
It's not just money, because I spend a lot of somebody said this on the podcast, like emotional equity. Somebody had said that. My emotional equity in my friendships, I have like at least 7 to 8 friendships that are 20 years plus. So those people, they take me there faster than somebody I met last summer. So my emotional equity with my friends is very low as far as what I can contain, but they know me and they know what to lay on me. So sometimes I have to be like, I want y'all to work it out. I hope y'all's relationship, but because y'all have done this so many times, I need to check out on this one. I need y'all to go to therapy or pay somebody for therapy. I can't do 4 hours with y'all today. I did 8 hours at work. Me and my own situation going through it. I got to do the podcast today. I had a whole conversation here the whole way to the podcast. That's why I was still sitting in the car. We still talking about, I have to check into my life now. Yeah. It doesn't mean I don't care about you, but my priority is making sure that I'm okay.
I love that. You know what? Shout out to my grandmother. My grandmother was both born in the 1930s, so I have a lot of wisdom over here. So when I speak and say things come from generation. When it comes from my grandmother, she always say, "Don't give what you can't afford to. Don't take what we can't afford to give.
Don't loan what you need back."
Then that's just a saying I have for you, opener. Don't take what you can't afford to give. Because when you keep giving, you're going to have the energy to pour out into your own self. You're not going to brush your teeth. You're going to forget to take a shower. You're not going to do things that make you happy. So, I feel like you know what you need to do. So I say just do it. Just start saying no. And that's really hard for people to say no. So if there's people who you love, right? And you feel like you're letting people down. But guess what, baby? If you wouldn't pick up your phone, they call the next person. That's just the God's truth. Well, that's all we have for the letter today. Thank you, openers. I hope you all really enjoyed the letter. I hope you all enjoyed our advice. Again, if you want to send your letter to us, please, follow the screen. And for people who are the audio version, it's openrelationshippodcast@gmail.com, or go to the website at openrelationshippodcast.com and click contact us and send your letter. All right, Solomon.
And do what?
Send your letter.
Send your letter.
All right, Solomon.
So like you said,
gotta go.
I put 10 words in 1 syllable.
Gotta go.
All right, openers, thank you for joining the 3 out of 5 of us as we swallow hard topics and spit difference of opinions.
See you next week. Bye.
Peace.
All right, we gotta go for real.